Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to take a topic about the introduction of teaching, that is from teaching pedagogical skills. So we'll first understand what is teaching. So it is an impart knowledge or skill, gives instructions or lessons, instill and inspire with, which means teaching is something where we can learn something new thing which will impart a knowledge and which gives us the skill to learn something and still we aspire them with. Okay. And by analyzing this meaning, we can easily say that teaching is an activity that facilitates learning. So when we teach something, we learn something. Okay. Teacher is a facilitator who tries to satisfy educational needs of the learners in such a manner that they play an important and a positive role for the upliftment of the society. So generally, we actually tend to tell that the teachers are the main person who's who tries to give you a good kind of good knowledge so that you will uplift. That is the upliftment that is required in the society. So now nature of teaching as a dual nature. One, we will have definitely we would have learned all these things. That is one, it is a whether teaching is an art or it is a science. So first we will just see what is teaching as an art, and then we will go to teaching as a science. So, Eloy Ensor, in his book Educational Imagination, gives a four reasons why we should consider teaching as an art. So, first one is teaching can be performed with such a skills and grace, so both teachers as well as learner experience the whole process authentically. The teachers' activities are dynamic. They are influenced by the various qualities and contingencies and changes accordingly. They are not performed in a strict routines or regimes. Then you have teachers with a good aesthetic sense, usually incorporate them with their teaching process, irrespective of the subject being taught. The end of the teaching is not pre-decided, it is often created in the process. So generally, it is like when we are learning. Generally, we see students, when if you take a kind of a kids in a very early age, that is from 3 years or 4 years, when they're just starting. So when they tell the rhymes, what they do is they try to they try to show with the action so that they know, they learn. So what they're telling us, the teachers with that grace and with that expression, definitely they will learn even more. So teachers activities are influenced by various qualities. So some students will tend to imitate certain teachers how they behave, as well as with that they're learning something. Okay. And next we can say that teaching can be considered as art because of even every individual teacher according to her aptitude, ability, personality and knowledge. The teacher can be effective in teaching too. Her voice, gestures, facial expression, body language, and appealing for personality of a teacher adds beauty to the teaching process. So, as I told you, the way, the voice, the tone that we use to the students, the gesture, the way we stand in front of the students, the expressions that we give, and the body language. That is when we are, some teachers keep walking while they teach, some will stand in one place and teach, some will have the expressions, that is a body language. So these kind of things will add a beauty to a teaching process wherein they learn even more quickly. Artists who excel their art, similarly, teacher highlights her strength instead of teaching in traditional manner. They use the positivity and talent to teach learners successfully. There are flexibility in teaching, the freedom of expression for both teachers and learners. It is more personal touch or we can humanistic approach is observed. So whenever we, as a teacher, when we talk, we will have a personal touch in the sense that I will try to understand how a student feel. Okay. Now we'll come teaching as a science. Many educationalists feel that teaching is a science. That is, on the basis of this, the teacher training courses were determined from a scientific approach and trained accordingly. We can tell that teaching is also a science. It's a systematic, logically planned and executed in the class. So certain things, for example, if it's a science teacher, it is actually systematically, logically planned and then executed. So if he or she wants to show a kind of a chemical reaction, first they have to see what are the things to be taken, and then logically they will plan, and then they will have to use certain terminologies, and then they will teach you. So that is a kind of a systematic, logically planned and executed class. Before teaching begins, objectives are fixed to bring about the desirable behavioral changes in learners. All the tools, techniques, and strategies are planned beforehand. Okay, we can say that teaching observes a dual role. A teacher must balance both of them that maintain a good education, fulfilled successfully. So, certain teachers are there who can explain certain concepts in a very beautiful way with an experience, that is, with an experiment. So, it becomes both as well as an art as well as in science. So objectives of teaching is they are all-rounder development of a learner, behavior changes. They can teaching can change the behavior of an individual, development of the adjustment, learner's mental ability, transmission of knowledge. Whatever the teacher's knowledge is there, that the knowledge is shared to the students, assimilation of lessons, and friendly environment. So these are the explanation, all rounders of the learners. It is the physical and the mental and the spiritual or moral development. Behavior changes is the way, in such a way, the attitude of the students can also be changed into a good personality. Development as adjustment is something which a teacher should be in such makes that pupil feel at home is in his class. Certain students will not be very comfortable sitting in class and learning, but they are still a good student. But we as a teacher has to make an attempt to feel that they are having a good environment. Then learners mental ability, whether we see some there are we have an average learners and the advanced learners. So we have to see how the average learners can be developed even more better with the better activities. So their mental ability, maybe some students are little weak in calculating, so what the exercise that we can give them to improve, so that we have to do. Then transmission of knowledge, which means transmitted from the teacher to pupil as well for achieving, which means when I'm teaching something, if it is a new subject, the students will not understand why am I teaching this. We have to make the purpose for the subject, why do we study this, and we are imparting the knowledge, that is from the, we are transmitting the knowledge from a teacher to the student. Assimilation of lessons, teaching does not stop delivering lectures and giving home tasks to the students, but also, that is what I'm trying to tell. Why do we study certain subjects? Why the subjects are important? How it will help you in your future? How this can you can take as your personal as well. So that is what is required. Then friendly environment. Teaching is made to an environment place where the teaching is more friendly and conducive to learning. His or her attention remains focused in teaching and should not get irritated with non-conductive atmosphere of the class. So definitely when a teacher is there in the class, the environment will be friendly. So wherein they will have a freedom to ask, or they will have a freedom to clarify their doubt. That is what is required. Thank you.